live button. Okay, so we're live here again for the Azure and AI Show. With me today is Joseph from Lagos in Nigeria.
Hello.
And Joseph is going to be finishing up a topic that he's been doing there a couple of weeks about Microsoft Entra. And myself, Frank Falvey, here from Cork in Ireland. And I'm going to be doing some stuff on Microsoft Copilot. I'm going to show you there's a new certification you can get for the Copilot. So if you want to share your screen there, so Joseph.
Okay, just a minute. All right,
Yeah,
that's fine.
and I might do some live demos on Microsoft Copilot then as well if we have time. So see how it goes.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Frank, let me know when my screen is
yeah,
visible.
yeah. Your screen is visible now. Just added it.
Okay, so I'm just trying to get hold of the documents that we've been working with. Okay, so basically we've been working on configuring objects on-prem and in the cloud. So I am very happy that today we would be rounding off what we started for a long time. So the beginning of this actually started from we going on-prem and coming to the cloud. But today I have drafted out some few things that we may be using, and that's about which group can you recover from M365, um, how you could have the two segments, the two deletion processes of groups. If you do not need a group anymore, you tend to delete them. How many, what type of groups can you restore now that you've experienced what it means to have groups right from the on-premises and the cloud. So this is the M365 admin center which we have played with for some time now, and you agree with me that right here um, under teams and group we have different types of groups. We have the M365 groups, and then we have the security group. We have the mail enabled security group. You If you follow with this series, you would remember all those. However, when you see these groups even from here in Entra Admin Center and you come to overview of the groups, I'm just trying to show you around them, and this is all groups. So when you are done with whatever you are doing with a group, and then you feel like manually deleting these groups, what can you, and you delete these groups, there are two stages when you delete them. What can you do to restore them? And what type of groups can be restored? So I'm trying to look for a place where we would see the types of the groups that we have. Um, if you look at these groups that are all here, let's say for example we want to delete this group. You hit on delete group here, and then you delete this group. That group is AI Show that we created. If you go to deleted groups, you would see that group here showing up. The reason you are seeing the group showing up is because the group is an M365 group. So if you delete groups, the only groups that you would have option to restore are M365 groups. If you delete a security group, for instance, you are not going to have that group here. Now, the groups that you deleted from here are going to stay for 30 days. Deleted Microsoft 365 group will show here for 30 days before the group and associated data are permanently deleted. If you need if you need to, you can restore M365 group and its data within the period. All other group type are permanently deleted. This is the statement I want you to take note of. So if you create distribution group, mail enable security group, distribution group, all of them, as soon as you hit on delete, they don't come to stay here. They just get deleted forever. Now, if you delete a group and you want to delete it permanently, what you have here is soft delete. If you want to delete a group permanently, you come to the Entra Admin Center and you come to deleted groups, and you are going to see that group also showing up here for you. You can from here delete a group permanently, but that is not available in the M365 admin center except you come here to hard delete the group. I'm just trying to look for a way that I would have all the groups and their types of displayed for us. Perhaps this screen is small. Let me just take it to this other screen where I'll have an expanded view and quickly bring that up to you so you can see it. Let me quickly come to group overview, all groups, just loading for me. Come on, be nice. All right. Let me bring it back here. Okay, cool. I've seen that. So here is group type. This is security group. Take note of this. This is security group, and this is M365 group. M365 group here. So I want to scroll the bar to this other side. Maybe I'll stop sharing my screen so I can share the bigger screen, Frank.
Okay.
Stop sharing. Share again. Share screen. Entire screen. And then show this. Yeah, this is better.
Just a
So
second
I'll
there now.
just be using this other bigger screen so that,
Yeah, I
all
got
right.
you there.
So
I'll see that better.
this is visible now. Good.
Yeah.
So I can flow better with this. So I was saying that if you delete a group that is not M365 group, you will not be able to restore the group. For example, we'll have few groups here that are security and that are security groups. This is a security group. This is a security group. So if I come here and I hit on A and I delete A, if I delete A from here, I'm not going to see it in the list of deleted group. Take note, I've deleted A. I want to also delete AI Show, which is M365 group. Let me delete this and then I'll do a refresh. If I do a refresh from here now, so I deleted two groups and let's see what we have. Okay, you can see that those groups are no longer here. But if I go to deleted groups from here in the Entra Admin Center, I am not going to see the A, which is the security group that I deleted. If I come to the Entra admins, I mean the M365 admin center also, and I refresh here, I'm also not going to see the A that was deleted, but the AI show is going to be here. The difference now is if I try to delete permanently, I cannot do that from the M365 admin center. I only have the option to restore within 30 days, but after 30 days, this will permanently get deleted from here. But from this side, I can have the option to delete permanently or restore. The same thing happen to users as well. So what this is telling you is that before you take the decision to deleting a group from the M365 admin center, you should be aware of the type of the group that you are deleting. Because if you delete any other group apart from M365 attributes, it is not going to be there for you to restore. Distribution group also is just getting out of the old tenant immediately. There is no option for restore. So having said that, another focal point for the day is about compromised accounts. How do you handle compromised accounts? That is the last part of the document that I was speaking about. Maybe I'll just quickly get that and have that posted for us to see. I'll be looking for that side by side as we proceed. View here. So how do you handle compromised accounts when a user's account you get a prompt that a user's account is compromised? The number one thing you do is to make sure that first you sign the user out of all sessions. Signing this user out of all session would mean that the user is immediately going to get signed out. However, there is a time lag of 15 minutes. Let me quickly take you to user, active user, and then let's see if, for example, this user's account is announced or the user comes to explain to you or raise an alarm or you get an alert that the user's account has been compromised. So what you do first of all is, if this is the user whose account has been compromised, the steps that you follow is to first come here in the M365 admin center or the Entra admin center. You come down to all users and then you would see, I want to also bring up Adele from here as well. So you can do it either ways, depend on how you want to count your clicks. So I want to bring Adele up also this way. So the first thing you do is to come here. You see Adele's account. What you do first is to come to this place and say sign user out of all sessions. This is the first approach to handling compromised accounts. And this is saying initiate a one-time event that will sign the person out of all M365 session across all devices. So if this user was signed into phones, into tablets, into PCs, it's just going to get signed out. That's one. But this will not take place before 15 minutes most of the time. So this person will be able to sign back in immediately, right? Unless you have also blocked sign in. That's why the first stage is for you to first of all come hit on this and then you wait for this to process and then it will say sign this user out of all session. We have initiated a sign out for this user. It may take some time to sign the user out of all session. From experience, this takes about 15 minutes most of the time on the average. Now, the next thing you want to do is to block the user from signing in afresh while you are investigating the compromised accounts. So you come here and you check this box here. So blocking someone prevents anyone from signing in as the user, and it is good idea when you think their passwords or username may have been compromised. When you block someone, it immediately stop any new sign in from that account. And if there are sign in that account, they will be automatically signed out from all Microsoft services within 60 minutes. Now, there is need for us to emphasize 60 minutes here. Look at it. The first approach you gave to it was when you say users should sign out of all sessions. And I mentioned that from experience, it takes about 15 minutes on the average. But if you carry out this action and you leave signing the user out of all session, the user will still remain signed in and the hacker will still have access to the account for another 1 hour. So to prevent the hacker from having access to the accounts for a whole 1 hour, what you want to do is to first of all initiate the signing out of all session and coming to block sign in for the user by just checking this box here. This won't stop the account from receiving emails anyway, and don't delete any data. You just keep everything on hold. So I'm just going to hit on this. So if you do this, what you see next is it is to just tell you that Adele is now blocked from signing. They will automatically be signed out of all M365 account within 60 minutes. However, what you did here earlier was going to sign this guy or this user out of the session after 15 minutes. Now look at it. This is saying this user is now blocked. So if you come to Entra Admin Center also, and you refresh this Entra Admin Center, the user's account is also going to show as blocked, not blocked, but disabled accounts. I will show you that now when this refreshes. So you see from here that this account is showing that the account status is showing disabled. The reason is because it has been blocked from M365 Admin Center and it is reflecting immediately to the Entra Admin Center. So haven't done this, the next thing you should do is to come to authentication methods, and just in case there was any issue with the user's multi-factor authentication, you quickly do um, require re-register multi-factor authentication. You click on this, or you can even do this first to revoke all sessions also. This is more like signing the user out of all sessions as well, just to double check. And then the next thing you do is to click on require re-registration of MFA. And then when you do this, the next thing you do is to reset the password of this user. Now, resetting the password of this user, you have two options. I will come to that. But now everything is blocked in this account and we have opened it to re-register MFA. We want to change the password. But before I go ahead with the next step, I want to take you back to the M365 Admin Center and I want to show you that I want to use another user as an example, Alex. If we come here that we want to do the same thing that we have done now, we can come to all users here and then we want to use Alex as an instance. So this time I'm not going through M365 Admin Center, but I'm coming through the Entra Admin Center and I want to use Alex. So if I come to Alex, reported that Alex's account has been compromised. So the first thing I'll do is to revoke all sessions. So if I revoke all sessions, this will revoke all sessions for the user, Alex, requiring the user to resign in from all devices. So you would see that this is like signing the user out of all session, and this is almost immediately, right? Now, when this is done, the next thing you will do is while you are investigating, down below here, you're going to see account status, you're going to see enabled. If you click on this edit here, now you have option to uncheck this box and just hit on save. So by simply doing this, the user can no longer sign into his account. Just the same way you had blocked sign in for the user. So if I come to Alex here now, I would expect that Alex should be blocked from signing in. Look at it here, showing blocked sign in. Now, having show blocked sign in here, it means that if I unblock sign in for Alex here by unchecking this box and then saving this, right from here, Alex is going to also receive um, account activation. So this is me just trying to show you that you could do this from the Entra and then enable it from the M365 admin center, because there is a handshake between this portal and the next portal. So I just wanted to see now the account is enabled. It was disabled from the Entra admin center, but it was re-enabled from the Microsoft 365 end, and the both of them are within seconds have had handshake, and they are they are they the account is back to life. Now I will come back to Adele's accounts that we are still trying to work on. So most time what you want to do is to check further to see where this user's account has been. So during this investigation period, you had put everything on hold regarding Adele. So I just want us to see what we can check in that user account before we proceed to change the password and then enable the accounts to be able to sign in. So resetting MFA may not be right at that step that I did it, but it is one of those things that you will be advised to do. But let's see what Adele is showing here. So looking at Adele's accounts showing up here, we can look at sign-in logs to see Adele's sign-in by the compromised um, by the attempts, that the compromised account are taking. So this is going to show you the logs. This is just because Adele has not signed in recently. And then for the activities, you can look at the audits on that account to see what and what has been done on that account within that period. Now, looking at it, 7:18:26 p.m. authentication method, admin deleted security success, admin required re-register of MFA. These are the activities that I carried out on this account, right? And it's just speaking to the dates, which these are the things that I have done on this account today. So you could use this to see what has been carried out about these accounts, so you can see if those are successful or if there are failures and things like that. And these are the targets, which is Adele as the user, and then initiated by the actor. This is me acting or working on this account. But I'll quickly see if I can bring up a user that has multiple sign-in before we continue with Adele's re-enabling of account. I know that this user signs in most time, but let me check because I'm even signed in as a user now. So if I look at the sign-in logs, so this is what you would have done if Adele was an active user, like the mod administrator, showing the sign-in logs of mod admin. So you can even see where this user is signing in. Like here is showing that at 10:20, today by 6:51 p.m. there was a sign in by me, the mod administrator signing. I was the one signing in as that, and the applications that this user has signed in, the status of the signing, and then the IP addresses from which the signing was made. And then you can see that the location is around Lagos. So this speaks to impossible travels and all of that that we can even try to look at, right? So you could, I think I clicked a filter that is making that to. So you can look at where this user was signing. So the point I'm trying to raise is, just in case you have user's account that was compromised, conditional access not applied, multi-factor authentication if it was done, then if there are sign-in failures, they will also be registered here, maybe with multiple password errors and all of that. You will track all of those here. So that is just for you to know the extent, the extent uh, at which the hacker had gone into this account to action on it. Apart from this, you could also even go to further audits to even look at more other things that you want to check regarding the account, and what action, if an admin account was also used to operate on this particular user's account. You can check a whole lot of things. You can even click on more just to view more details about this. So all these investigations things that you want to do before you want to say, okay, that you are sure that you have cleaned up everything that had happened to this account, and the next thing you want to do is to see how you can restore, or restore this user back to activities. Now, what do you do in this case? Let's come back to home, and then I'm just going back to all users, and I'm going back to Adele's account. And this time I want to show you the differences between, or the experiences you would have when changing the password of this user. Now that you have investigated, and you want to now enable the account to go back to sign in and to carry on with activities. Now, if you click on here, you would see that you have option to reset password here, right? As password administrator, this person is actually a non-admin user. Password admin, as user administrator, or as help desk admin, you will be able to reset the password of this user. Now, the experience you would have when changing the password for this user here is going to be different from the experience you will have when changing the password for the user at the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Now, having said that, because I know what I'm expecting, I would first change Adele's password from here first before I would come to here to change it. Because if I click here to change Adele's password, the password um, is going to be, yes, I must explain this. I'm happy this happened. So while the account is blocked, you cannot reset the password from the Microsoft Entra Admin Center. But you can do that even when the account is compromised from the M365 Admin Center. I need you to spot this difference. Here am I. It's saying, unfortunately, you cannot reset this user's password because you do not have sufficient password. I mean, the sufficient permission, or the account has been disabled. So the first condition is not it, because the account that is signed in here is a global administrator's account. Now, the reason why this is happening is because the account is blocked. But if I come here on the same blocked account, I can reset the password and it is going to work. So if I want to say require user change password, maybe I'll just put it at. Now, I'll start explaining this already, because I would counter this from the Entra Admin Center. Here you have option to either automatically reset this password, or you manually input the password. So I can reset this password manually. I type that in, which is fine. I can require that this user reset this password when this user changes the password when they are first signed in, or I can also decide to send an email to with the account, with the password to the email address I'll be imputing here, but I will uncheck this. So if I hit on reset, it's going to work, right? I would not want to save this. It's going to work. But for the M365 admin, the Entra Admin Center, it is not going to work until you enable the account. Having seen that difference, I would now enable this account from here, and then I will attempt to change the password. And you will also see that I do not have the option to manually change the password for this user, and I do not have the option to say that the user should not change the password on the next logon. I will just first check this box, click on save, just so the account is activated or back to live. Now, what happens is that this account is now active, the status is now active. So if I click on reset password now, it's going to change. But just immediately, if I hit on reset password, you're going to see that the password will just come and it's going to be in the form of this. Let me bring this again. It's going to be in the form of this automatically create password and require user to sign in by default. This is what you are going to have when you reset user's password from Entra Admin Center. And it is not going to be, when you do this, for example, from here, reset password automatically and this, it is just going to pop it out like this for you to see on the screen. Okay. But here, if you are doing a manual password reset, the password does not come out on the screen. It come out in an encrypted form. I'll just do that once more. So just in case you're having a screen share or you want to change somebody's password and somebody is sitting there, if you do require that, if you do automatically generate password and all of that, it's going to display on the screen. But if you do it this way, it is not going to show until you click on show before you can pick it up, right? Now, coming to this, if you click on reset, it is just going to pop it out on the screen and it's going to require that this user changes the password when next log on. Now, because this is also exposed, I want to equally change the password from here just now, just so it is still secret to Adele's login. So if I refresh, I'm expecting this user block sign in to be enabled. But let me just refresh once and you would see that the user account is going to be enabled now. So Adele's account come on. Okay, so it's just taking some time to pop up for me. Okay, so you see that the account is enabled now. So I want to reset the password here again, just so it's still secret to Adele. Okay, so that's that. I'll just click on reset. Okay, so this is reset now. So the next thing now is the account has been reset. So this is the email address. I have also said that this user should re-enroll MFA. So what I would do is what I would just show now. You would say aka.ms/MFA setup for the user so that the user re-enroll his account in the multi-factor authentication and all of that can be done again. So let me just quickly paste that and then next let me remember the password for this user, and then it will tell the user that more information is required about you, and then it will do next. So this is the user trying to sign back in, so it will do next, and then it's just trying to roll to bring up MFA request. So I'm just going to bring up my phone so that I can also finish the process. I will just do MFA and then open the authenticator app on my phone. Here's my phone. So I'll click on next on this screen and then open the authenticator app this way. Then there is a plus icon by the top right hand corner of the authenticator app on the phone. So you click on next here. So what happens is this QR code that is showing. So on the phone, I can see personal account, work or school account. So if I click on work or school account, I will have option to scan QR code, and I'm just scanning it right now. and then it's just going to pick it up in a bit. And yes, so I'm enrolling back into my device as fresh as this user. So I'm just going to click on next on the screen, and then it's going to pop up a 2-digit push notification code to my phone, which I will just enter 63 as you can see on the screen. And then I will authenticate my phone by inputting the pattern or using my thumb to, to verify, and then I'll click on next and then done. This user is back from compromised stage, and then MFA revoked just in case the other guy that took the account off had access to the phone, or the person's laptop and phones were robbed off, and the robber has everything regarding the MFA and all of this stuff. So with what we have done now, you'll be able to arrest the situation completely without having any doubt if the user still has any data stored, I mean any catch of signing on the either the physical robber or the cyber attacker. So you are back now, so the user can sign into the usual applications, and all the access are now open for her to continue working. So these are the steps when an account is compromised. So I'm just looking for the document that I am using to showcase this so that I can drop the link on the chat, because we are rounding off with this topic today, and we may have to look for we may have to move on to the next stage of our research. Yeah, I just dropped the link on the chat. If you have questions about the steps that I've just shown you, you may drop them on the chat and I'll be very happy to respond to you. So I think I spent 7 minutes over my time that was allotted to me. So I appreciate you all for your time, and I want to hand over the mic to Frank now so that he can walk us through some demos in Copilots. Thank you very much.
Okay, Joseph, that was a great demo on the resetting the compromised account. And we have one or two people there that are sending stuff in the chat. So we have nice session. MFA is one of the key features in today's security. I have taught this subject to my younger brother today. Oh, very good.
That's good. Thank you.
Okay. And yeah, that's in the chat there. So if anyone can, will see Joseph has shared that in the chat there on LinkedIn. So I'm just going to, I must say that was a good demo, kind of showing the difference with Entra and M365 Center. So it seems like Entra is very secure, isn't it? It's really come on very, from a security perspective.
Yeah, so
And
Entra is actually the identity side of it. So everything you do is actually writing back to Entra. So for me, I think Entra is more expanded than the other admin centers. So whatever you do, write back to the Entra admin center. I see it like the controller of every other. It used to be called the Azure Active Directory. So it's
that's
actually
right.
like the domain controller for other admin centers.
Yeah. So I had a part there, a blog when they first brought it out. Um, just to show 1 second now, I'll just share my screen. And I might just share that link as well in the chat. Just a second now. Share my screen, entire screen. You see my screen there, Joseph?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So I just show you there on my blog there, frankfalvey.cloud, and I done it back a bit. So here we've got, if you want to see the difference, um, the Azure Active Directory, that's not the Entra one now. So that was, I thought it was the Entra one, but no, this is Active Directory versus
So Frank, I think I have that also in my blog. Let me share that with you then, so you can just browse it.
Sure.
Uh,
There. Look, I have a Microsoft Entra Admin Center. So I have that up on my blog if somebody wants to see that. Do you want to share
okay.
that again on your screen?
Okay, so I've sent it to you, so you may just want to share. Oh, okay, let me just share it again. Let me present my screen. Though it's still under development, but I think it's fine if I just bring it up at this point, entire screen, and this is my
Yeah,
screen. So share this. So this is
yeah,
my
that's there.
blog, and creating objects on premises and the cloud. So everything I've been doing from day one on this document is actually available here. So it's a very long post, so well detailed that you may want to go check out. So, but the point that we looked at today was down below. I think the page is still loading. So, but I will drop the link also in the chat just so you can also go check it out. I'm just going to drop this link here. So the page is still loading because there are a lot of images. It's actually a very practical demo session also. So if you scroll down, you will see the differences in carrying out those actions on premises, um, Azure, I mean the Entra ID and the M365 admin center as well. So it's actually something that I try to make very detailed so that people can get to learn from this. So you may want to check it out. I think it's about fully loaded now. Yeah, just scrolling down below.
So that's your blog there, pillarsconcepts.com.ng.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah. So I have a scrolling across the end of the page if anybody wants to find Joseph's blog, pillarsconcepts.com.ng. So it's quite detailed. So it will be very easy to follow.
S- Yeah, so yeah, yeah, definitely. So this is what we did today. Blocked sign in. This user is blocked from signing in, and fortunately, I also use Adele reset password. Do that reset automatically. Then unblock user from M365. Enable account from the M365 admin center, and then disable account from the Microsoft 365 admin center. This one is from the Entra. So basically, this is what we did. That's why I concluded that this is the end of the whole stuff that was contained in that book. So if you follow through this documentation, though very long, but it's definitely just a walkthrough. It's like a baby step of doing these things. So, but if you still have questions, we are always here every Saturday, so you can ask questions, or you can chat us also on LinkedIn, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. So that's it. Thanks,
Very
Frank.
good. Okay, thank you. So I'm just going to share my screen there again. So I was kind of doing stuff there on Copilot. So I just came across that Microsoft have a course on fundamentals of generative AI, and it's not very long, so it's just 1 hour 13 minutes, and it kind of goes through what is generative AI, what are language models, using language models. So you can access this, for free. All this material is on Microsoft Learn if you just look up fundamentals of, and as far as I know, they have a certification on it. So if somebody wants to get certified on Copilot, just go on Microsoft Learn. And I have a PowerPoint slide on it here. So Copilot Foundations, Fundamentals of Generative AI. And you can see down the bottom there of the screen, I'll just put in the address there on the chat. And just a second. I'll put it on the banner there, and you can see it. Banner. Just a second now. So it's coming up across the screen there. We can go to it, Microsoft.com, training modules, fundamentals generative AI, and that's a free course. Anybody can take it. So just coming back here to my screens, I'll just go over. We don't have a whole lot of time, but next week I'll probably do a bit more advanced on this. So as I say, the topics are what is generative AI, language models, co-pilots, Microsoft Copilot, considerations for Copilot prompts, and extending the developing Copilots. They have labs as well, exploring generative AI with Copilot. So I'll just briefly go through the slides. What is generative AI? You can see there language models. I suppose a lot of people would, AI intimidates human behavior by using machine learning to interact with the environment and execute tasks without explicit direction on what the outcome. And generative AI is a subset of AI in which an AI model creates original content in response to a natural language prompt. So generative AI applications take in natural language inputs and return appropriate response in a variety of formats. So I just switched back to something else there when we're talking about prompts and natural language prompts. There's also a course here about the prompts. So it's prompt engineering with Azure Open AI service. So there's another course on that there as well. And it's kind of gives you an introduction, understanding prompt engineering, and there's actually a certificate as well about prompt engineering if somebody wants. It's like how you're going to interact with a generative AI model, you know, kind of what you're going to put in, and like whatever you're going to put in is what you're going to get out basically. So you need to kind of understand most of that. So that's the kind of prompt engineering part of it. So just moving on here. So there's the language models. So like again, top left there, training text. So it's whatever you're kind of going to put in is what you're going to get out basically, you know. So I'll go over this in more detailed next week. So just to give you a flavor of what's ahead. So there's the language models. You can train your own language model from scratch if you want, or you can get the ones that they have here. Microsoft has this AI studio, so you can actually go in there and they've got catalogs of stuff and you can pick from there if you want. So large language models, small language models. So we'll go over them in more detail again next week. So there's the co-pilots. What are co-pilots? Generative AI powered assistants integrated into applications, often as chat interfaces, like you can see over there on the right. You can get that from when you go into Bing. You can click on Copilot up in the top right hand corner and you can interact it there for free. Just moving on there again, like different levels, unlock productivity across your business with Microsoft Copilot. You can extend Microsoft Copilot for your business with plugins. Build custom Copilots of your own, so you can just use all your own data. So yeah, Microsoft Copilots, as I say, in the web browser there, if you went to Bing, up on the top right hand corner, you can click on it and you can interact with the Copilot that way. There's also Microsoft Copilot for Microsoft 365. I just pop into that in a second just to show you what that looks like. I've kind of done a bit of that every week, so just to show you what that is. Microsoft Copilot for Microsoft Dynamic 365. So they're integrated into everything really. Got Microsoft Copilots for security as well. And we'll cover more of that in more detail. It's Microsoft Copilots in Fabric and in Power BI. We've got GitHub Copilot. So it's really going across all the platforms. So we'll go through this in more detail going forward. As you can see, there's a lot involved in it. Okay, so I'm just going to open up my M365 account just to show you kind of something. So to use Copilot in M365, you have to have an M365 account first of all, and then you have to get another subscription to Copilot, which costs me around 20 euros a month, and it's $20 in the States. So yeah, so you have to have those two accounts. So I'm just going to open, like, my favorite one is PowerPoint in it. So when you open up the PowerPoint presentation, you're going to get a blank PowerPoint presentation like this. Um, so up in the top right hand corner, then you'll see this thing called Copilot. So I'm just going to click on Copilot, and it's going to open up another pane there on the right hand side. And it's only just giving us 2 buttons because we don't have any presentation yet. So what I'm going to do is click on this one here, create a presentation about, right? And because Joseph was talking about Microsoft Entra, we'll just see what the Copilot will give us. So down the bottom there it says create a presentation about. So we'll go Microsoft Entra. Okay, I just put in 2 words there, Microsoft Entra, and I'm just going to hit on the enter button here and send. That's a prompt that we talked about there. So it's all interacting with Copilot is all about the prompt that you put in is what you're going to get out. And Microsoft Entra is Microsoft Entra, so it's can't really deviate from into something else. So we'll just see. When I first started this, it used to give about 6 slides, but depending on the size of the topic now, it can expand. Okay, so see, in the space of less than a minute, it gave me a whole PowerPoint presentation. It even gave me speaker's notes down in the bottom. So this first one there, the speaker note, Microsoft Entra is a new AI-powered language model that can generate conversational responses and inputs. In this presentation, we will explore the features and capabilities of Microsoft Entra and how you can use in a variety of different applications. So as you can see, it's giving us pictures, it's putting in all the text, and it's giving our speaker notes. So we'll just briefly go down. So presentation overview, introduction to Microsoft Entra, features, capabilities, applications of Microsoft Entra. So we'll just go down to the next one. So what is Microsoft Entra? It's an AI-powered language model. So yeah, it looks so. Why was Microsoft Entra developed? So we see the speakers now. It says Microsoft Entra was developed to address the growing needs for more effective and efficient communication in a variety of different contexts. It is designed to help business and organizations to provide better customer service, generate content more easily, and translate between languages with greater accuracy and speed. So we're kind of coming up on the hour now, and it's given us some nice looking slides. And the conclusion then at the bottom, at the end of it. So okay, there's 12 slides there, which is kind of impressive. And if you wanted to move any of your pictures here, we say click on that picture or just that slide, and up here on the next to Copilot you got designer, click on that, and that can actually generate different parts of the slide if you want to change it from that. This one, if you prefer this one. So yeah, that's basically the Copilot integrated with PowerPoint. Okay, Joseph, that's it for this week. It kind of didn't go into the kind of stuff that you were doing with Microsoft Entra, but it kind of talked about the Copilot side of stuff on it.
Yeah, sure. So the conversation was around AI, and maybe it's something I was trying to describe differently. but it's fine. It's just for us to see how the prompts could come
Yeah.
on time and the structure with which they came. I was also playing with that also, and I see that when you have a document on your OneDrive or Word online, you could just reference the link, and then it will use it to create a very nice presentation for you as well. So it's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
I see you're going to be doing some more stuff on that.
Yeah, yeah. I have a show for October 9th that I'll be speaking on Copilot, so I'm making a lot of research around that because it's a very big show.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, yeah.
And what would be your favorite one in M365?
I think it will still be Outlook somehow because there's a feature I see in Outlook that when you're not around for, let's say you went on leave and you came back, you can ask Copilot to give you the summary of all the emails you've received so far, and it will go into your inbox and draft up all the emails, no matter how many they are, and try to give you Mr. Smith requested this, Mr. B asked for that, C asked for this. And then you could just click and even use your voice to reply to emails by taking dictation. So it's actually very wonderful to me. So
Oh,
the second one will still be PowerPoints because the slides are usually very interesting when you look at them. The flow is also always very, very nice. And one other point I see also, even in Word, is actually very nice because in Word, you can ask it to say, write a project for you. You can say it should help you write readings of something or wish somebody's write, give you project explanation on something. And then in Teams also is not bad because you could use it to tune your conversation on a one-on-one chat. So it's very, very helpful on a one-on-one chat as well. After typing your chats, you could ask it to rephrase it to be enthusiastic, to be casual, to be shorter, to be longer, to be, so it can have those interactions. Even on Teams, it's usually very, very great as well.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm trying to combine the use in most of the business apps and see which will interest my audience.
yeah. That's great. Looking forward to seeing all that, Joseph. I've been playing around with all of them as well myself, and I see new stuff every week. Whereas,
Maybe I would even bring that up because Emmanuel, I'm supposed to have access to Copilot by now, but Emmanuel was able to give me a user in his tenant, so I have the 1 year limited access to M365 Copilot. So maybe we can work with that together on this show going forward, so that
sure,
we
yeah,
can compare. Yeah.
definitely. So look, we're just over the hour. Thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll be back here again next Saturday at the same time. And any questions and anything, let us know. So bye for now.
All right. Thank you, guys. Bye.